Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada 12 Digital Daily Recap. It's eviction day. Our house guests of the day are Matthew Burge and Bruce Mollenhoff. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our info. You can find the Patreon link down there. It's only $1 for Hollow. And before we get started, I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Susan Penguli, Wendy Will, and Benjamin, thank you all so much for your super chats. And is it okay? I don't know if I'm saying this right. Demonoxy, thank you so much for the super chat. And they said, thanks for your amazing work. Greetings from Belgium. Belgium, that's so fun. I didn't know our reach was so far. That's awesome. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting. Like I said, it's eviction day. We've got Matt versus Elijah on the block. I'm not going to lie. This is really exciting because I finally feel like we're getting a bit of a power shift here, which is so exciting. You only need 4 votes to evict this week, and it was not looking good for Matt by the end of yesterday's Digital Daily. Spicy, Todd, Bailey, Kayla, it seemed like they were all planning on voting out Matt. And this move has been causing a lot of tension within the Hot Chocolate Alliance because, as we know, Anthony and Lexus do not want Matt to go. They're not on board with this move. They didn't want him going up on the block in the first place. And as we saw, Anthony is now telling his side, like Tola, Lexus, whatever. He's telling them we can't trust Spicy V anymore. She's clearly made her choice. She's not with us. Ooh. And also we saw Matt doing a lot of campaigning, trying to guilt people into keeping him. Because that's what he and Anthony decided would be the best thing to do. Not the guilt. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about today's Digital Daily. Started off with Kayla, Avery, Lexus, and Spicy chatting in the red bedroom. And Kayla's telling Lexus, no matter how much you see us hanging out with Bailey, I want you to know that you will always take priority over her. Like, we choose you over her, right? They want to stay loyal to Hot Chocolate. And Lexus says, same goes for you guys. Like, you take priority over Matt. Do they know? Because I feel like Lexus is all about Matt. I mean, she can keep saying over and over again, I didn't use the veto so that Bailey wouldn't go up because I know you guys didn't want that. But I think also that was because she was afraid Matt was going to go up. And she's, she can say, I chose Matt to be eliminated from getting the special power, blah, blah, blah. But like, I think when it came down to it, she would have picked Matt over the girls. Lexus says, if we look at things here, I know we're supposed to be working both sides of the house, me and Anthony on one side, and then Spicy, Avery, and Kayla on the other side. And Lexus says, if Elijah goes, he's basically the last middle person, right? He's not with one side more than the other, which I don't think is true. I think he's more with Kayla, Spicy, and Avery's side. But anyway, Lexus is saying, if Elijah goes, Dougie and I would have Matt and Tola still on our side, and then you guys would have Bailey and Todd on your side. So the sides would be balanced, there wouldn't be any like hurt feelings there. After how this went down this week, even if they kept Matt, there would be issues there, right? He's not going to forget that, nor would Lexus or Anthony. So anyway, Spicy says, this is how we planned it, right? We're supposed to be taking shots at each other's sides. And let's be real, it's going to be hard to take this shot at any point in the game. It's going to hurt because you have a personal relationship with him. But like, we got to do it. So then Bailey walks in. I feel like Bailey has walked in on multiple Hot Chocolate meetings just this week alone, and she just has no idea what's going on that she is not a part of. But anyway, the girls pretty much let Lexus know that Matt is going. They don't say it straight up at this point. However, every time Lexus brings up a point of why Matt should stay, they're always shooting it down and saying why he should go. So it's pretty clear what they want to do. Bailey brings up, if Matt stays and wins HOH, he would have no choice but to take a shot at us, right? He's not going to go for Tola or Anthony. No way. So it just doesn't make sense to keep him. And she says, Goose is way less likely to win and come after us, right? He's going to feel grateful for us saving him. He's going to be good with us. Also, the girls say we have no game relationship with Matt. He has spent all of his time hanging out with Lexus or with Matt and Tola. They don't have anything with him. So Lexus at one point during this conversation was like, oh, well, I've told you guys and I still stand by this. You know, if I won HOH and you wanted me to put Matt up, I would do it. Girl, please. Nobody's believing that right now. Nobody is believing that you would actually follow through and put Matt on the block. No freaking way. So anyway, Matt is on the campaign trail. He's pitching to Kayla and he says, I've always been loyal to the 7 directors, you know, except for when we all decided that Elijah should go. But whatever, that was a little blip. And he says, if I stay, I know it's going to be because the girls decided to keep me. And this is something that he said over and over and over during this conversation. It must have been at least 5 or 6 times because he's really trying to drive it home like, oh no, it's the girls and I should work with the girls. So he's saying if I win HOH because you guys kept me, you would all be safe with me. That's a lie. He already said he would lie through his teeth. So like we know that that's not true. He would absolutely go after Kayla, Avery. I'm sure he could be convinced to go after Spicy. So I'm like, of course, Bailey. But anyway, he says, if I win HOH, we would all decide together what to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm loyal to the 6, which is Hot Chocolate and Matt. Or if you prefer, it's the directors minus Elijah. So at one point, Kayla did ask him, who exactly would you target if you won HOH? And he basically just said it would be Tola, you know, I would be going against my character doing that, but I'm willing to do it. Or he said Bailey or Todd. So the same exact thing he's been saying, you know, it would be anybody outside of that 6. It's nothing. He's giving nothing. So, and it's also a lie. But he's telling Kayla, my back is against the wall. If you're loyal to me this week, you'll never have to worry. I'll be more of an asset in competitions than Goose would be. And he's saying, I want to be here. I don't want to go home yet. And he's also saying, like, to ease her mind, I have no resentment towards Avery. We can get past this. That's a lie. Okay. So anyway, meanwhile, the other nominee, Elijah, is hanging out with Todd in the lounge. And I guess it was like Elijah story time. He was talking about all of these short stories and novellas and everything that he's written. And Elijah was like, all right, I'm going to tell you one of the stories that I wrote. It was some like Wendigo or something, something that's supposed to be taking place in Canada. And Todd's like, all right, let's hear this. And then like a few minutes into the story, you hear snoring. Todd straight up fell asleep during the story. And then Elijah was like, hey, did you fall asleep? And Todd was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then Elijah's like, did you hear like the beginning of the story? Yeah. It was a little awkward. But anyway, that's what was happening with Elijah. I don't know if he's been doing his campaign chats and we just didn't see them this week, or if he was like, you know what, I'm going to lay low and not mess this up for myself. I don't know. But we didn't really see his quick rapid fire campaigns this week. Later, Matt has his turn with Todd. And Matt is campaigning hard. He says those girls are going to stick together. They're going to use Elijah as a pawn for as long as they possibly can. And they're going to target me, or sorry, well, Matt would be gone if Elijah was there. But they're going to target you, Tola, and Anthony. And he said they're probably going to target Tola first because that's who they would have gone for this week if he didn't win POV. But it's not going to be long before they go after you. And if I stay, I'll be a shield in front of you because they're going to target me before they come after you. And if you keep me and I win HOH, you will never have to worry. I would never put you up on the block. I would never vote you out. Again, like he was literally going to vote him out last week, but okay. So eventually Matt asks, is there a shot at me staying this week? Like, I know you're a straight up dude. What are you thinking? And Todd says, well, I still have to talk to Elijah. And Todd says, I'm going to be straight with you. Like, I know that I was going to be leaving last week if it wasn't for the executive POV. I know that. And he also says another thing that I've been hearing is that even after the executive POV was used and it was Vivek going up on the block, Dougie wanted to keep Vivek over me. And Matt's like, whoa, okay, I will admit, yes, I was going to keep Tola over you. But he's like, I didn't know about that other thing. Like, I didn't know that Dougie wanted that. I didn't want that. Really? I don't believe that. But Todd says the only reason why I'm here is because of Spicy V. And we didn't get to hear the rest of this conversation, but after this, Matt was telling Lexus about it. And according to Matt, Todd told him that he would be open to keeping Matt, but he doesn't want to go against Spicy V after she saved him with the executive POV. So Matt is like, oh my God, do you think Spicy wants to keep me or what? He feels like he has a chance now. He feels like maybe he can get Todd if Spicy is on board. Neither of them are on board. But Matt says, Dougie told me that I'm going to have to break out tears in front of the girls, really pull at their heartstrings. But Matt is like, I don't think it's going to work. Like, I don't think the girls are going to budge. He feels like Todd is his only hope at this point. Okay. So, of course, the fake tears. I can't. So then Matt checks in with Spicy V, and she tries to make it seem like she does not want Matt to go. She never wanted him up on the block when she like fought so hard for this to happen, but you know how she operates. So Spicy's like, yeah, if I keep you, I'm going to be losing 3 people because I'm going to be going against what Kayla, Bailey, and Avery want. But it's not what I want, girl. She says, if I was going to vote for you to stay, one of them would have to vote along with me. She said, I am not going to be a swing vote this week. It's not good for my game. I can't do that. But she says, if you can get Kayla, you're going to stay this week because then I'll feel comfortable voting for you. So she promises that she's going to talk to Kayla for Matt, and Matt's just like, oh, thank you so much. And then Matt kind of like lays down the guilt trip again. He's like, this is okay, but I don't know. I just thought that you were closer with me and Dougie than you are with the girls. Because remember, him, Dougie, and Spicy were supposed to have some sort of like 3-person thing going. And then they also had a 4 with Lexus. So many onion alliances. So Spicy's like, okay, well, I was closer with you guys, but then I got closer to the girls and you got into a showmance and you weren't like checking in with me. And I warned you about how much time you were spending with Lexus and how it was going to hurt your game. So what can I say? So anyway, she did warn him, but also she's been playing both sides this whole time. So that's another thing. But then Spicy, Kayla, and Avery were touching base and they're talking about Matt's campaign. And they agree it's too little too late. He is promising them top 6 when after this week, there's only going to be 9 people left. So it's really not that great of a deal at this point in the game. They're wanting more if he expects them to stick out their necks like this. So, I mean, they don't even know that they can trust what he's saying is true. And it's not because his back is against the wall right now. But Spicy says, look, I don't know how Lexus and Anthony are going to act moving forward, but this is the move. We got to take Matt out. She says she is not scared. I do think it's the move. I mean, you've gone this far at this point. There's no going back. You cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. If you're going to make a big move like this, you have to commit to it and just follow through because people are already not happy with you. And if you don't get rid of them, they're still going to be in the game, not happy with you. So next morning, we have Lexus and Matt. Matt is packing his bags, and Lexus, seeing him do this, she starts crying. And Matt's telling her it's not over yet. Like, I still got to talk to Spicy. I still got to talk to Kayla. And he's like, oh, you're crying right now. Why don't you go and cry in front of Kayla? Because she's emotional. It might make her flip her vote. And he's like, I might cry in front of her later, too. I have to try it. So then Lexus is sitting in the kitchen with Spicy and Kayla. They're eating breakfast and Lexus is crying. I do think she was crying for real, but I also think she was trying to use this for sure. And Spicy and Kayla are comforting her, saying, we love you. We're here for you. But also, like, we hope you understand why we're making this move. So Matt comes over. He's hugging Lexus. And I feel like the cynic in me just feels like he was trying to make it a show of like, oh, Lexus is crying. Like, look what you're doing to her. And I'm like comforting her. It just felt performative. Like, I'm sure he doesn't want her to cry, of course. But it was just like, it felt like a show. So then Matt goes over and hugs Kayla from behind and makes her cry. He's like, I hate to do this to you, but I really need you right now, KK. I need that loyalty. I need you to keep me. Like, I need your vote. So he's like whispering this in her ear. And then Lexus goes over and joins them. She's like all over Kayla. I'm sorry, but at that point, I'd be like, back off, creeps. Like, I see what you're doing. It's too much. So Kayla's like, I'm sorry, but I have to take my emotions out of it. Of course, love you as a friend, but like, I don't want to blow up my game. I can't do this. So Matt was asking, like, did you talk to Spicy yet? So he's like, let's go talk now. So then Matt is pitching to Spicy and Kayla together in the skip room. I'm going to save your time. It was the same stuff, but now he's adding some like fake tears as well. After he gives Kayla and Spicy a little time to chat by themselves, and Kayla's like, do you believe him? I believe what he's saying. Kayla, stop it. But Spicy is like, no, it's too late, right? He's only saying all this stuff because his back is against the wall. It'd be different if he was reassuring us like this before he was on the block, but he didn't. We're just not his people. Thank you. Correct. So then after a few minutes, Lexus comes in and they let Lexus know that they are voting Matt out. It's done. It's over. So then Matt, Lexus, and Anthony chat. And I believe that by this time, Spicy and Avery and Kayla have actually told Matt, like, we're voting you out. But we didn't get to see that in the daily. So Lexus is like, how are we ever supposed to trust Spicy B again? And Anthony says, we can't. Matt says, you guys can trust Bailey more than you can trust Spicy. And you guys should honestly try to pull Bailey in after I'm gone, try to work with her. I hope not. Oh my God. So Lexus is like, I'm just so disappointed in Spicy. And Anthony and Lexus say they're still voting for Matt to stay. They don't care. I mean, I don't think that's really going to cause any repercussions at this point, like a little sympathy vote here and there. Everybody knows that they're not for this. It was funny too. I just have to mention, I forgot to say, when Lexus, Kayla, and Spicy were talking after Kayla and Spicy were like, we're not keeping Matt. And they were like, yeah, and you know, this is how it works. Like, we take shots at each other's side. So if you win HOH, we definitely want you to take a shot at like Bailey and Todd, put them on the block. We'll say nothing. And I feel like it's just so funny that they're saying that now because like they don't want to get nominated if Anthony or Lexus were to win HOH. So they're like, yeah, put up Todd and Bailey. Like, that's what we're supposed to be doing. I don't know that that's what would be happening if Lexus or Anthony were to win. But anyway, it seemed like they did the eviction a day early. Everyone was just like, what's going on? Like, what's happening here? Why is this today? And it was yesterday, according to the timestamp. And Lexus was like getting all dressed up for the show. So it seemed like they were doing it early. I don't know if they're just trying to like reschedule, like reformat things to work out easier for them. I don't know. But there was one scene where Matt and Anthony were crying hard together. Bros being bros, I guess. But yeah, that's where we're at. So Wendy Will, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, hi. Really appreciate it. So yeah, we have the eviction tonight. Another thing I just want to mention, there was a conversation between Todd and Tola, where Tola was saying, yeah, I think like if any of the girls win, I'm going to be up on the block again. I'm going to be the target. And Todd was like, I don't know, could be me. And Todd seems to definitely have some interesting plans because everybody thinks that Todd is like with the girls now, but that is definitely not the case. I will say that he's close with Spicy for sure, and also with Bailey, but he is not feeling great about Avery, Kayla, Lexus, of course. I mean, Lexus is basically on the other side, but he's not feeling so great about Avery and Kayla because he knows that they were going to vote him out last week. And he doesn't have the same loyalty to them that he does to Spicy, who saved him, and Bailey, who's been with him this whole time. So he was telling Tola, if I win HOH, I'm going to do some stuff that people might not expect. So I wouldn't be surprised if he won, like Kayla could be in trouble, but like I hope he'd go for Anthony, right? I don't know. I'm not really sure what he would do. Maybe he would change his mind after like talking to some people, but who knows? So we'll see what happens. I don't know if we're going to get to see the HOH winner tonight. I think it's pretty safe to say that Matt is going. But yeah, we'll see what happens with with HOH? And also, does jury start after this week? Hopefully we'll get some answers tonight. But I want to thank you all so much for being here. We will be back tonight to talk about the episode. And I hope you enjoy your evening until later. So until then, much love. Bye, everybody.